What's up, guys? We're the Heck Podcast. I'm John. This is Chris.
I'm starving.
He's starving.
I haven't ate all day, so these spicy cheddar crackers.
Dude, I had some of the jalapeno Doritos crackers today because I was starving too.
We're good?
Yeah. I had jalapeno Doritos burps all day though, so it's not been, that hasn't been too great.
Nice.
Yeah, well, dude, so we got
I'm such a huge fan of crackers like this.
Yeah, me too.
They're so convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And usually they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I get peanut butter and crackers all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I remember my grandmother used to get the cheese with peanut butter on them, and I was like,
you crazy grandma. But then now you like them?
No.
No, you don't like them now?
I get the Ritz toasted cracker with peanut butter.
I get the Keebler ones. I guess is that Ritz too, or I don't even know what that is. Keebler.
Direct competition.
Those sons of bitches. I'm sorry. Well, Jody got him, so I'm blaming her. Dude, we got so much random stuff to talk about. But before we started our podcast, we were having a discussion about this, and I totally think we should start off here. And if you guys aren't on board, you're just gonna have to fucking get off the train and watch this train wreck happen.
You need to start thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
And not listening to what everybody says.
So, we were talking about it, and how did you pretty much set it up? I can't remember exactly what
I don't know.
You're saying it could fix a lot of our problems, or?
Basically, there's a lot of, the presidential debates are going on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people saying a lot of different shit about a lot of different things.
I haven't watched any of them, but
I haven't either.
I've
seen stuff on Instagram or Snapchat stories or whatever. But the one thing that brought me to this conclusion was Bernie Sanders came out.
Bernie.
I support Bernie because I don't care. Yeah. People are always caught up with, where's that money gonna come from?
Yeah.
Well, where's our money going right now? Nobody knows where our money's going right now in the first place.
Yeah, dude.
So how are you gonna condemn someone's idea and say, where's that money gonna come from? When you don't even know where your money's going right now.
Which, dude, and even on that same question, the opposite end of who that's pointed towards or whatever, they do that with everybody. With Obamacare, they were like, well, who's gonna pay for the healthcare? With Trump building a wall, they're like, who's gonna pay for the wall? It's always a question of who's gonna pay for your idea. It could work, but who's gonna pay for it?
Well, Bernie Sanders came out, and his main thing for this presidential debate is he wants to make colleges free. I can't remember what kind of colleges. It wasn't private, It was state colleges and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He wanted to make them free, and he wanted loan forgiveness for every student loan in America. Just all across the board, straight gone.
That's one of those.
The way he was going to pay for it is he wants to tax Wall Street. Because
fuck yeah, dude.
Because he said we already bailed them out before. Why don't we bail out the people who actually need it this time, and not the rich millionaires on Wall Street?
I wonder what the collective student loan debt of America is.
Does he have that number? I'm sure he has it. He has all those statistics.
But my whole thing is I totally appreciate him saying that, and that, in my opinion, gives huge bonus points. What's the guy's name? He's
been fighting for that for a long time. Yeah. It's not recent.
Yeah. There's a politician, he's from Florida or somewhere down in the States somewhere, but he has the eye patch. I like him most of the time, but he said something the other day.
But I don't remember his name.
I like most of everything that guy says. He's very straightforward. He is not really ever caught in a position where he's dumb. You know what I mean?
If you got an eye patch, you better be straightforward.
Hell yeah. He's legit, dude. I like his style. But one thing he said that I was like, oh man, I can't get behind this, he was like, dude, your student loan forgiveness. He was like, what about everybody else that's gone through it and all this stuff? He was pretty much saying, I don't believe in student loan forgiveness. Student loan forgiveness is you paying it off yourself. And I'm like, damn it, you son of a bitch. We had to disagree on something, I guess.
See, I agree with the fact that there's a lot of people out there that have gone to college and they've been able to pay off their student loan debt from working hard.
Yeah.
I understand that. But there's also the aspect of some people go to college and they try to pay it off, but shit happens.
Yeah, and I'd say almost that's more the people that are actually paying off their college tuition and shit, that's probably the exception more than it is the rule at this point, you know?
Most people don't get good luck and catch breaks. I'm a prime example. I've tried so hard to pay off my student loan debt, and I can't do it, and it's just growing.
And in your specific example of you is freaking the college that you went to is no longer even
No,
accredited college, so
I
you're
got
like paying
scammed.
people for like a bullshit degree.
Yeah.
Which, if anything, you should be forgiven for that. Your loan should be dissolved
Yeah.
since that school was dissolved.
I mean, to be honest,
Tech, fuck you.
To be honest, I would gladly give my degree back if they would
Yeah.
take my debt away.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much I don't want it, and I can't afford to pay it, and it just keeps growing because of the interest rates.
You know what's messed up? Nick went to the same college, got a degree, and probably y'all might have the same degree. I'm not sure, like a multimedia. I don't know what he got, but something like that. And he graduated. They did not give him his diploma because he owed like $75 or something stupid like that. Nick, I'm probably misquoting. I'm sorry, but he owed some money, and they ended up not giving him his degree. And so now that it's like dissolved as a college, he doesn't have a college degree, but he went there that entire time, had to pay all of that college tuition,
That's so
and
dumb.
then has no degree to show for it.
And see,
how fucked is that?
The messed up thing about ITT Tech is, specifically, the reason they got shut down was mismanagement of funds. And what that was is they were taking all of the money that they got from the loans immediately, as soon as the school got it, and paying the CEOs.
Really?
They're giving themselves bonuses immediately.
I mean, come
once
on, guys.
they got the loans.
Yeah.
And the school suffered because of it. Because when I
I remember this.
when I was in that
Teachers.
school, there was like maybe 3 teachers on the whole campus. And they were teaching stuff that they never went to school for.
Yeah.
And we had to read the books and learn ourselves. And most of the computers didn't work there. And it was a technical school.
Dude, I remember hearing
And
one
I
of my
was
teachers
scheduled-
saying, we're learning this together. And I was like, that's not how shit should go, buddy.
I was scheduled for 4 years. But
Mm-hmm.
after that first year, I saw how it was. And I said, no, I'm only going for 2. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't want my money back necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what it takes, just forgive the loan. Like, I'm fine with that. And there's so many people out there that want that because similar things have happened.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
all
everybody
these
that went to
people
ITT Tech has been fucked by that. Like, every person. It's not one person that's...
All these people that sit there and say, oh, well, I worked hard and paid off my college loan, that's your specific story.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't sit there and be holier than thou to all these other people that have shit happen in their life that they can't control.
Yeah, and, you know, like, I don't know, man. I feel like people are going to kind of almost lump these, like, people that have student loans that are trying to get student loan forgiveness into the same bracket as people that are taking advantage of, like, the healthcare system or of, like, the food stamps and, like, of different stuff. And they're like, oh, people on welfare or whatever. Like, I know people that are not disabled that are on disability. I know people that have, like 3 kids and get food stamps that are making like $300 a week on food stamps.
Yeah.
That can work and are drawing unemployment. I know these people. And you can't lump people that are like me and you working our asses off, paying taxes and stuff, but still like on top of everything else having like, and then by the way too, like once you get into a position with student loan debt, you're like, they're like either hey, you could pay this huge lump sum or you could just give us pretty much as much as you can and it's not going to do shit to this.
Yeah, because it barely covers the interest.
Yeah.
So if anything, your amount is just staying the same.
Yep.
Like, I mean, if anything, if they don't want to, like, help bail us out because the people are too, like, stupid to freaking see that there are other people in need, like, at least cut the interest back to 0 and let us be able to pay them off completely.
Yeah, like yes.
Because there's no way I'm ever going to pay these loans off.
Yeah, man.
Unless I get, like, a really phenomenal job and I'm able to pay, like, $400 a month at least. And I'll have it paid off in like 30 years.
Yeah, dude. And no shit, like literally the interest rates on these student loans are pretty much like a credit card student loan rate. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then think about that accumulating over freaking like however many years. There's so many people that are in so much student loan debt. They're fucked. You can't buy a house, can't buy a car, you can't get a lot of stuff without good credit. And your student loans will your credit score.
My parents helped me. They co-signed on the loan. So, not only am I in debt, but they are as well.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
And that makes me feel terrible
Yeah.
as a son because I'm like, I can't even pay mine.
Yeah.
And I want to help them get rid of theirs. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know? All those people that sit there and say, well, they should just work harder and they didn't do this and they were buying other stuff. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, dude. I mean, shit, like, I don't know. It's hard out here for people, man. It ain't easy. But and one more thing while we're at that too. Like, I agree with what Bernie Sanders was saying about that. But whenever you say like tax Wall Street, which I have heard him say specifically, tax Wall Street, he needs to be like tax these people, because you can't just say tax Wall Street. What does that really mean? Who the fuck are you wanting to tax? Like bigger companies, big corporations, and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. I don't even know if that's the answer, honestly. And like what you were talking about, you brought this up before the podcast, and you said like
it's
taxing.
very controversial.
Yes.
Because, like,
but I think there's a good way to, like, you had a good point in there, right? So like, okay, you said pretty much taxing churches would be a good way to do that, like getting some of the tax revenue from churches. And I think after we talked about it, like, I agree with what you're saying. And I feel like there's got to be a way to do it, but the way that we talked about it was like maybe at a certain point, because these like mega churches.
Yeah, if churches make over a certain amount annually, which it would have to be a pretty decently high amount annually, then you just tax them.
Yeah.
Because I mean, good God, like these mega churches, like Joel Osteen, for example. There's no telling how many millions of dollars he makes a year.
Probably billions, dude.
Yeah,
probably.
And
billions.
he has mansions and cars and Gucci freaking designer suits.
Yeah, which if you read the Bible and you're like an actual follower of Christ Christian, you'd know like that stuff, that's all good and stuff, but that's not like, it's not Christ-like.
Their
Especially being in the
excuse
freaking
is God wants us to have this.
Yeah,
he
but
wants
it's
to bless
of
us
the
with
flesh. You know what I mean?
But here's my thing, like all those churches, those mega churches, they may be doing good in this world. Who knows? Like, I mean,
I'm sure they're doing some good. For
yeah,
sure,
I think
but
for the most part,
proportionately,
most churches are doing something good. And I
Yeah.
mean, especially these smaller churches, you know, whatever.
yeah,
But like, if they just like looked at themselves as Christians and said, you know, they're like, if they looked at the community and was like, man, there are so many things wrong with what's going on in our city. These schools, you know, there's teachers on strike because they don't get paid enough. There's roads that are screwed up and nobody, I mean, we can't even drive on them. There's buildings that are breaking down, all this stuff going on. And they never open their doors to help. Specifically, Joel Osteen's church, when it flooded, never opened his doors to help,
that made
never
me
offered anything.
So aggravated, man.
Now, if they, I mean, even if they didn't get a tax, you could threaten with the tax and say it would make them take some of their money and put it into the community instead of having to actually tax them and then take that money and put it into schools. Because that would solve so many problems in this country as far as like school systems. They could pay their teachers more. Government officials, you could pay police officers more.
You know what I think too might just help the entire situation?
Nobody wants to touch it though.
Yeah.
Because of the whole, you know,
separation of church and state.
They don't want to. Anybody that ever says tax the churches, everybody in the world or in America would say, Satan.
Yeah.
Like right then.
Yeah, I think if they just look at it more closely. But I mean, I agree. But I don't, like we talked about, I think like not necessarily just churches, but have more restrictions on a 501c3 or some type of nonprofits, because you have people out there like Susan G. Komen, which I feel like has done a lot of really messed up stuff, and they're a nonprofit organization who have deep pockets. There's a ton of nonprofits out there that are taking advantage of that, and I think like that's pretty much what you're getting to. I think about like the mega churches, they're kind of like buying themselves jet planes and shit. That's not cool at all, dude. Like, you think I want my donation to go to your freaking private jet?
Right.
Hell no.
Like,
I want it to go to fix somebody's house or something like that, you know? Like,
the pastors in general of these huge churches make the people believe that their money is going to further the kingdom of God. When in all honesty, most of that money is going into these pastors' pockets.
Yeah. And dude, I swear, like the church I go to, Freedom Church represent, they're good people. But like, it's a small church, and like I was telling you, man, like there's people that are in like the social standing, I guess like economical status that I have. There's like, they're of my peers. I'm sure there's some people that are better than I am there, some people that are worse off than I am there. But like, I don't know, man. I feel like it would just be a huge slap in the face to me if I got there and my freaking preacher drove up in a Benz or something like that with like rims and like blinging and shit like that. I mean, I feel like, dude, if my preacher had a private jet, I'd be like, this is what my money's going to. So I feel like more or less, maybe even two, man. The freaking church, the people in the church maybe should hold their preachers more accountable, make them more transparent with what are you doing with the money we're giving you.
Yeah.
But, and that brings me to this. I think that would fix a lot of our tax problems, dude, if we were more transparent about how our tax dollars are actually spent in general.
That's a
from
huge
freaking
thing.
City to state to fucking country. If we knew how much money was actually being sent, like if they actually had to, dude, most other places do this. Even my church does this. My church does a financial statement every month. If you've given money, here's how much money we got in donations. And like, if our federal government was held accountable to the people of our government, I think that would make more shit a lot better. I mean, dude, there's more people now in Dixon County than there's ever been. But they still have a fucking pothole that I can't use one lane on freaking Highway 70. And it's been like that for months.
I mean, I have a lot of words about
I'm about to spray paint a penis on that thing.
The city of Dixon and the way they spend their money, because we're still getting charged for
For
the
a
trash
freaking
tax.
trash tax. Jesus
And
Christ, trash tax.
None of it was the citizens' fault.
None
It
of
was
it.
all the city's fault.
You got
And they're
sued.
bailing themselves out
And-
by using our money.
You know what? And two, the city's like, oh, you know, this goes to something different. But no, dude, Dixon Electric actually is who is over the account that money goes into. Dixon Electric owns that account, and so it's just going into a different account at First Federal Bank into their account.
Mhm.
So they're just stockpiling money.
Yeah.
They've got all that fucking money, and it's not right, man. But
No,
if
it's
I
not.
swear to God, from city to state to federal, if they made all that stuff transparent and showed us what are you actually doing with our tax dollars, not just here's what we like to do with your tax money. How much money do you actually fucking have? And what are you doing with it? Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much is in our federal tax money? I'm sure they've got a bank somewhere or something like a bank account. We don't know. Have no clue. So we've got vague ideas about like, oh, they have a budget for the military of this much money. Like I've heard that said before. They have a military budget of this much. But besides that, I have no clue. And it's so vague, dude. It's so stupidly vague. How much are you paying stupid politicians that do nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Or people that have been sitting on
Dude.
Congress that just sit there for years until they die?
I mean, there's so many people that are in the city government here
Yes.
that don't do anything.
Nothing.
And they don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all a
It's like
freaking
that-
popularity contest.
It's like the
pretty much
person
with it.
that you called to
Oh,
try and get
Cody
recycling.
something. Yeah.
And he
had no
he
clue.
got
He
you
got
to
me
do
to
it.
yeah.
Because he had no idea what he was
Mhm.
doing.
And it
It's
still
fucking-
never got implemented, dude. I got the whole thing set up. It never got implemented. I called other cities and found out what they were doing for their recycling, and Dixon County has no recycling.
And
No recycling pickup, I should clarify.
that right there just goes to show you that it's probably the same everywhere you go in every
dude.
city.
So, government, get your shit together. Heck, podcast, we're putting you on notice. Damn it. All right, if you guys made it through that,
As soon as I said tax the churches, they're just like,
They're like, fuck
dislike
it,
and
fuck
like
it.
left the video.
yeah. To be clear, I feel like if you taxed churches, I think mega churches and stuff like that, and as we talked about, I think
Yeah,
there should be
there's
like
gotta
a
be-
bracket. Like if
yeah,
you make a
it's
stupid
just
amount
like-
of money,
Just like you tax personal citizens, there's always a bracket.
yeah.
If you make over a certain amount, you get taxed this much or this much or that much.
Mhm.
But like with churches, and I'd even throw in nonprofits.
Yeah, I would.
Because there's a lot of stuff going on that is really shady, and a lot of these companies don't even give to what they're saying they give
Yeah.
to, and they're not even doing what they're supposed to be doing with this money. Like, what is Susan G. Komen supposed to be doing? Like, breast cancer research?
Mhm.
Have they cured it? Have they found?
been years, man.
What have they done with this money that has progressed breast cancer?
Yeah.
Research.
And honestly,
Nobody
I think-
knows.
yeah, I think
and they won't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'd say.
And it's
Take-
getting worse, if anything. Susan G. Komen, you're not doing your damn job. Keep some freaking tits, like you said. Keep a breast. Make it happen.
Set certain brackets, I'd say, and if they make this within this amount,
tax them
a certain amount, and the higher you make brackets up to a certain amount, tax them.
But too, man, like honestly, I feel like that could do some good. But if we didn't have an idea of how much money all that it was actually doing, I think it would still just go back into the wash of the swamp of what's happening.
You're absolutely right.
So damn it, they need to come out with a freaking financial report.
Of Christianity is love and community and what is that? What is it like? Treat your brother as your own or something or whatever, like all of that goes back into the community. What is the church doing for the community?
Yeah.
Like saving a soul is great, I guess, but like what's happening on earth right now where it's needed? If you're going to heaven, it doesn't, like, you're going to heaven already, so you're fine. Do something to everyone around you now. Fix the stuff that's going on in the real world, like around you. You know? Like, that's the essence of Christianity and community. Use that money to fix the community around you.
Yeah. And I think, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I feel like there's definitely a lot of churches out there that are doing that, but I know there are a lot of churches that aren't.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a freaking, like, back, I think it was probably last year sometime whenever we had all that rain and it was, like, flooding in different places. Like, not terrible floods, but it got, really, really high. Brianna's house, they live way out in the country, and they're in a flood zone. And sometimes water screws with their stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And randomly, the church that her parents or her grandmother, one of the two, went to, it was like an old, like, just small church.
Yeah.
They gave them like $200 or $300 just out of the blue.
That's freaking cool.
To help.
Yeah.
Like, that's Christianity.
Yes, dude.
That's community. And it was, they might not even have been able to afford that.
Yeah.
But they did it because that's what love is.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like some of these grassroots churches are more Christian than, I think for sure they're more Christian than these mainstream churches. And like, dude, I don't want to get all like religious and stuff like that, but I feel like, honestly, dude, some of these big churches go so far against what Christianity really is. It's just like they kind of like preach Christianity on the outside just enough to get you in and get you like excited about it, and then they just kind of are like, and there's a lot of churches that are doing that, dude. I don't want to bash on any churches in particular, but I'm coming for you. Yeah, dude, I just feel like there's a lot of really big churches. Yeah, there are.
With them. Like, all they want is the attendance numbers to go up, and that's all they care about because they're making more money because of it.
Yeah.
And they think, I don't know if they're just this oblivious. I don't think that's the truth. I think they're a lot smarter and a lot more devious.
Yeah.
But they think, oh, there's this many people in our church. We're saving their souls. We're doing good. We need more souls that we save.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, I believe they're like, we're making more money.
Yeah.
And
more seats.
And it's okay because we're saving their souls because they're in the church.
Yeah. Well,
I don't.
Yeah, I totally agree, dude. I totally agree. And I don't know, man. I feel like somebody told me this, but they're like, the devil isn't going to come to you as like some really disgusting looking person and just like this unappealing thing. It's going to kind of be like more of a like an appealing thing, So I think, like, honestly, there's probably more like evil stuff in a church now than there used to be, man. I mean, honestly. But that's what I'm saying. I like these grassroots churches, dude.
Yeah.
Like mine, they do they've done a lot of those Habitat for Humanity builds. They go out and build the homes and stuff like that, and just volunteer a lot out there, and they've done a ton of random mission trips and stuff like that. But it's crazy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying that all of these churches, all these big conglomerates are just evil, but I am saying that all that money that those pastors are making is fucked up.
Yeah. If you could buy your own private jet and you're a pastor, what's going on, dude?
Yeah.
And then what did he say? Something about, like, people are evil or demons or something?
Well, the reason... I wish I could remember this guy's name. He's famous. He's famous. But he's serious, like... he looks like a demon.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Joe Rogan did an impression of him, and it was, like, spot on.
Dude, I'm
with his eyebrows and everything, he was like, "Don't you say I did." His eyes were... It's crazy. I'll find this real quick.
Dude, televangelists who can't fly commercial. But dude, that's what I'm saying. Televangelists are freaking crazy people. I don't know if that's all, but most, I'd say. But dude,
it's something.
I see that. Yeah,
Kenneth
that picture.
Copeland.
There you go.
Kenneth Copeland is his name, and like, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe anything I say, look that video up.
He's freaking crazy.
Look up Kenneth Copeland. Freaks out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you should find the one about where this reporter catches him off guard, and she interviews him about him buying a private jet because he said that he can't fly commercial because he doesn't want to be around the demons.
Kind of crazy, dude. Kind of freaking crazy.
And like, it's scary. It's really scary because I mean, if you like, I don't know. It's
yeah.
I could go on forever about all that stuff because I was raised in a lot of that, and I was raised being oblivious to it.
Yeah.
Because I believed what everyone told me, and I never researched it myself. When I got older and I started seeing all these things and doing a lot of research for myself, I found out the truth about a lot of these places.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God.
Dude, I could see how that would put like a sour taste in your mouth, you know? Like kind of feeling like you were just like, almost like brainwashed into thinking one way.
Oh yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
it turns into another thing.
For
So
sure.
I don't know.
Like,
I can see how it is.
most of the church and places I've been and youth groups and all that stuff that I've been around have been based on hatred and fear.
See, I think that's so messed up, man. Yeah, and that's the opposite pretty much of like, you know, Christianity, or that's the opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Hatred of gay people, and fear that if you don't believe what we say, you're going to hell. Like, that's the bottom line. And like, you get stuck in there because you're like, you start feeling like, well, I don't hate these people because they've never done anything wrong to me. But if I don't hate them and I don't fear this, then I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
So you have to do it.
It's like a cycle, man. But I think, like, dude, I swear, whoever, I don't know, man. I guess it's also just a thing of the times, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things, like, if they actually, like, read the Bible and, like, read about, like, what Jesus and Christ talked about and stuff like that. Like, he went to freaking prostitutes and stuff. And he was like, hey, man, you without, you know, sins cast the first stone. Like, judge this chick, don't judge her, you know? And
I feel like I saved on my phone about that, but I can't remember.
But to me, I think that's more or less like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to lie and say that I haven't judged people harshly for certain things, because I definitely have, you know? I've judged people. I think we're all, like, you know, we've all done that. But I feel like if you have at the base of you, like, if you're a Christian and you're watching this video, and I think if you just have, like, that base value of Christianity, which is love, and it says that in the Bible, you're not the judge, jury, or executioner, man. So just love people, man, and accept it. If you know somebody's doing wrong, hey, man, love them through it, dude.
Yeah, you know? I mean, like, I don't know. We were given a conscience for a reason, and a lot of people ignore it because of blind faith, and I think that that's very just ignorant.
Yeah, I can't imagine myself just based on the fact that somebody likes someone else. You know what I mean? I can't see myself hating somebody because of like your sexual preference or any of that stuff. It's none of my business. Now, as long as you didn't like do something sexually to me that I didn't want you to, but that's where you like personally affected me.
Yeah, that's the line that would be crossed.
Yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, lines were crossed. But like, no, I don't see. I feel like that wouldn't be Christ-like either. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't hate somebody for doing nothing to you, you know? I don't know. But I think that's a lot of freaking religion talk, guys. You're welcome. We finally did it. But now I gotta talk about something else, because it's about to be the 4th of July. But also, this weekend is like UFC's.
One of the biggest cards of the year.
You down? Talking about some UFC stuff?
All right, we gotta get off that other stuff.
I know, it's getting too real, guys.
We're gonna get so many dislikes and
subscribes. Yeah, we're gonna have like 2 subscribers whenever this comes out. But and you know what, guys? freaking comment in here. Like, that's pretty much the only way we can hear from you guys. So if y'all have thoughts on all this stuff, you want to argue with us, you want to agree with us, freaking comment on it and let us know what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, seriously, I have no problem talking with anyone about this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the kind of person that's going to get angry at anything people say about my beliefs, because it's not going to change what I believe necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm like very much about freedom of what you want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I believe it or not, it don't matter to me.
Yeah.
But like, talk to us if you want.
I'm down. We'll see you guys in the comments. But also, UFC 239 is Saturday, and I'm freaking stoked. And also, I should say this, it is sponsored by the Inquisition Tattoo Shop, opening up in Dixon. Freaking stoked. We'll post some stuff on there about it. But yeah, they're actually sponsoring this event, so we're not having to pay for this one. Yes! And if you guys want to sponsor it, holler at us. The next one.
It gets really expensive. Like,
it does, man.
We pay out of pocket for all of these live streams, and they're like, what, over $70?
Yeah, for everyone, it's insane. But, dude, so Jon Jones first, like, Diego Santos?
Thiago?
Yes, Thiago Santos. There you go. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. But, dude, I'm actually pretty excited for that fight. Like, I've been watching a lot of the UFC documentaries on stuff, and like Jon Jones, man, I mean, like, I don't like him as a person at all, but as a fighter, you gotta respect him, dude.
Yeah,
definitely.
He's just so good at every single avenue of MMA. And then half of it is because his reach is like
20 inches
just
over
insane.
Everybody else.
Yeah, and his reach is insane, and that allows him to do so many different things that other people cannot deal with because he's so long. And he knows how to use it well. Yeah. Even when wrestling, you try to take him down, his arm is long enough to where you can't get it down. Like,
it's got a freaking. I'm not even gonna say it, but I feel. I was about to say something else, and I was like, that sounds super gay. So, taking it away, taking it right off the table. But dude, I don't know. I feel like he could get caught, man. It's Santos, right? I'm horrible with names, but Santos has a freaking amazing. I mean, he's got knockout power, dude. He's got strength like I think very few have had that have faced him, and I think, I don't know, I think that he could get caught, you know?
Yeah. I can't remember I think Santos beat Anthony Smith, didn't he?
I don't know if he knocked him out.
I thought it was a body kick and then like a TKO finish.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think it was. But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's about as Jon Jones like as you can get without it being Jon Jones.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith.
Anthony Smith, I thought was a good fight, but I just don't think that he performed well during that Jon Jones thing. I mean, he went 5 rounds with him, but he just didn't perform well.
I like Santos, but I saw an old fight where, because Santos used to be at middleweight,
really,
and he moved up to heavyweight. I'm pretty sure that's right. And he fought Gegard Mousasi back when he was in the UFC, and Mousasi like
beat his ass.
Like
really
floor with
dude.
him.
I don't know,
and I was like, man, like Jon Jones could do the same thing, because Mousasi he just got on him, punched him, smothered him, took him down, just out wrestled him. And I mean, I know Jon Jones, he's not necessarily aggressive, but he pushes forward.
Yeah.
He hits you until he can get in there, and if he wants to take Santos down, he's going to.
Yeah.
So, I like Santos. I want him to win, but it's going to be a tough fight.
It definitely is. But that's what's exciting about the card, man. And then the Amanda Nunes Holly Holm fight, I feel like, again, it's another one of those things. I don't think that Amanda Nunes is going to be able to go in there and stand and bang like she did with Cyborg, because I don't think Holly Holm's going to do that. I think Holly's going to try to keep
is pretty elusive. She's got good head movement, and she's got good footwork.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that, like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like Amanda Nunes is going to really know what to do with Holly. I think a lot of people saw what Amanda did to Cyborg, and they're like, oh, she knocked her out, but they don't remember that Cyborg caught her a few times and actually staggered Amanda a few times. So it's kind of one of those anybody's game type fights. And I saw this thing. Cyborg pretty much just called out Dana White and Amanda Nunes, because Dana was like, obviously, you know, Amanda wants the Cyborg rematch, but Cyborg said she didn't want to do it or whatever. And then Cyborg on her Instagram page tagged Dana White, watched the video of Dana White saying that, and then she was like, "This #1 bullshit. This #1." So, yeah, I think she wants that fight, man. I don't think Cyborg's scared of Amanda Nunes.
No. It was just one of those situations where she got caught. Like, they were both swinging.
Yeah.
And one of them was bound to get caught by one of those punches, and Cyborg was the one that got caught.
Yeah. So that's a really exciting fight.
I like Holly Holm in this fight, though.
I really do, too.
I've never rooted necessarily for Holly Holm because I've always been a Rousey fan. Mm-hmm. And I hated whenever Rousey got knocked out by her.
Dude, she freaking kicked her face off her body, I think.
I like Holly Holm in this fight. I think she's got really good counterattacking.
Yeah.
She's a counterpuncher, so.
And her kicks, they're... Jesus, though. Bullet Valentina Shevchenko's kicks are next planet. But Holly Holm is very under... I mean, I'd say after she did that to Ronda Rousey, I think she's looked at a lot higher with her kicking. But, I mean, she did that, actually swapped the style of her kick midway, and that's what knocked her out.
Yeah, she's got a really good left high kick.
She does. And then another fight I'm excited about is Ben Askren and George Masvidal, which
dude, I love
or
that.
Jorge, I'm sorry. But that fight for me is going to be one of those. I think that's going to be one of those fights to see if Ben Askren is worth the hype. In a lot of people's eyes, I think that's what it's going to be. I've watched a lot of Ben Askren's fights. He's 19-0, dude. 19-0. I mean, that's
he's really
insane.
tough. Like that's one of the things that I wasn't expecting whenever he came into the UFC.
Yeah.
I knew he had extremely good wrestling and his stand up is
Yeah.
His ground and pound is good, but I didn't know how tough he was.
Yeah.
But that Robbie Lawler fight showed how tough he was.
Holy shit. Yeah, dude.
Because he still had a competent mind after that barrage, which is crazy.
Insane. Most people would have been knocked out, and I think if they had another referee other than Herb Dean, he would have been over. But yeah, like, I don't know. Ben Askren, I like him for this match. I think
Jorge Masvidal has really good jiu-jitsu.
And he's actually
a lot of people don't know that, but he has really good jiu-jitsu, and he's really great off of his back. So
I feel like he is got a better resume than a lot of people think that he does, because he actually, I mean, they just did a free fight. UFC just released a fight of Jorge Masvidal versus Cowboy, where he beat Cowboy.
He beat him bad.
Yeah, which that was Cowboy
pre-baby, pre-dad mode.
But I don't know, man. I feel like I've got Ben Askren for that one. I don't know that that's how it's gonna go down, but I feel like
I'm going Jorge.
You're going Jorge?
Yeah,
there you go. I mean, that was probably one of the coolest things I've heard a fighter say. But so that's kind of who I got on that one, and also freaking Diego Sanchez.
And Michael Chiesa.
That for me is gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be
Michael
a good
Chiesa's like. I feel like he should already be in the top.
He's just had a bad run. Like he dominated on the Ultimate Fighter, and he's just had a bad run recently. Like he lost that fight with Kevin Lee where it was controversial, where he said he wasn't out, which that can be taken either way. I don't know if he was out.
At this point though, like there's been so many I wasn't out, but you were in a very
compromised position.
Yes, and the refs have stopped it. I think that's not even an excuse anymore, because there's been so many fights at this point where people are like, "I wasn't out, man." You can't even give it that anymore. You just got to accept that it happened, you know? Because, like, I mean, shit, even the Robbie Lawler, Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Like that. And there's been more of them recently.
Yeah. Like, if you let yourself get into a position like that and your arm goes limp, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, like, if you're a ref, if I was a ref, or if you were a ref, and we saw that, we would stop it.
Yeah,
like, anybody would stop it if they saw an arm go limp.
Yeah.
So don't let yourself get in that position, and don't let your arm go limp.
Yeah.
If you don't want it to be stopped.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. And that's kind of one of those things too. Like, whenever people let things go to decision, they're like, "Oh, I would have lost if if we weren't in England and you're fighting Michael Bisping." Well, don't go to fucking England, fight Michael Bisping, and let it go to decision. Right. Win the fight before that.
Yes.
But that's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, I feel like it is too. I feel like Diego Sanchez looked good in his last fight. I can't remember who it was though.
I can't remember who he fought either, but he won, and he just pretty much dropped his whole training camp.
Yeah.
Like he's got his coach.
Though, right?
Yeah.
It was like
2 weeks before the fight, man. So that's gonna be insane. And then Luke Rockhold's fighting too, so that's gonna be cool.
Oh, nice. Who's he fighting?
Jan.
Blankowitz, or
Yeah.
whoever that.
Yes,
That
sir.
should be a good fight. They have similar styles.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good fights, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that got taken off of it, though, man. Like Sean O'Malley, I was really excited about that
Yeah,
fight.
God, I hate that.
Me
He's
too.
just getting raked
Really
over
rough.
the coals
Yeah,
by freaking
he really is.
USADA.
And he's
for
such
no
a rising
reason.
star, man. He's so good. Like he should be able to fight anybody he wants.
I mean,
to,
he
so.
said he did not purposely take a tainted supplement, and I
Mhm.
believe him. They're just going
Yep.
through the motions because they have to.
Yeah, unless you're John Jones, of course.
Right.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, it was a picogram. You know?
Yeah. But you know what? Like, I don't know. And then also the Francis Ngannou fight moved to last week, which was crazy. And I do think that Francis obviously won that fight.
When I saw the
God.
results, I couldn't believe it.
I know. But you know what? It's just one of those things. Both of those guys could have blown the other one's head off. And he just slipped, man. He slipped and got caught. And then he got caught again. And I don't think he ever went out. I think he just, kind of covered up and was getting pummeled by Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
So I feel like
It
he
was-
never got knocked out, and that fight should probably not be a highlight reel for him.
Yeah. But he still beat him
He definitely did.
decisively. Like,
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
that was crazy.
that was crazy. But like the Cain Velasquez fight, for me, I was like,
Mhm.
I don't really solidify that as like he beat Cain Velasquez.
No.
Cain Velasquez's knee beat Cain Velasquez because his
Yeah.
knee went out, and now everybody's trying to be like, he
That's
hit him
just-
so hard he thought he blew his knee out. If you
No.
watch the replay, Cain went in, knee fell down, fell off his whole body, and then he got clocked. But I don't know, man. I just feel like Francis, he could be a champion.
To be
no
honest,
doubt about it.
I want to see Ngannou versus DC. I would love
Yeah.
to see that fight
Mhm.
because I would love to see what happens, if DC could not get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at,
Yeah.
home run
Mhm.
out of the octagon,
Yeah.
DC's head.
I
you
know. DC's such a small guy, man. At 205, I wonder how much reach Francis would have. And that's one thing. Like Francis has a lot of reach on a lot of
Mhm.
fighters, but with Stipe just broke through that really quick and held him down for 5 rounds. I mean, it was a really boring fight, but I was tense the whole time because he could have knocked him out
Mhm.
at any moment. But I feel like with DC and Francis, I feel like that would have even been more of a huge height disadvantage, and
Yeah.
Francis could have caught him. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy. There's a lot of really good UFC fights, and I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure we're running low on memory time here,
Okay.
so we might have to sum it up. But yes, this is gonna be going up probably tomorrow, possibly. So
Depends on if your computer lets you.
yeah, if my computer's not a total dick, you guys will be watching this on the 4th of July or afterwards. But this Saturday, we're going to be doing the UFC live stream for UFC 239. And,
Sponsored by the Inquisition, which is owned by Jared, who we had on the podcast not that long ago.
Jared Wharf.
He's a super cool guy, super good tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And if you get the chance, go on Instagram and follow Jared Wharf. I'm pretty sure that's WARF.
Mhm.
Or the Inquisition Collective, I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called
Yeah.
on Instagram. Follow those pages
Mhm.
so you can keep up to date on when he opens and go get some tattoos because you will not be